Hi, this is David Dusek for Golfweek. Zach Johnson is defending champion this week at the British Open, having won last year at the home of golf, St. Andrews. This week at Royal Troon, however, he's going to be defending that championship using a lot of new golf equipment because Zach Johnson signed a new endorsement deal in the offseason with Parsons Extreme Golf, PXG. Anytime a golfer wins a major championship or has a really hot season and then makes a major equipment change or goes to a different manufacturer, people are going to wonder if he's going to continue the success, or possibly is he chasing some money and maybe going to be going down in the level of his play with his new gear. Zach Johnson was asked a couple weeks ago whether he was scared about making those big equipment changes and going with PXG after having won last year's British Open. Here's what he had to say. Well, scary certainly wouldn't be something I would say. The due diligence I put in and the work I put in before I ultimately made the decision was pretty extensive. I think I'm at a point in my career where I'm not making any decisions based on, let's say, business sense, economics. That's not part of the equation. I'm going to make a decision where I feel. In his two most recent starts before the beginning of this week's British Open, Zach Johnson tied for 10th at the WGC Bridgestone Invitational and tied for 8th at the US Open at Oakmont. One of the reasons why I think he's made a relatively smooth transition into his PXG gear is something that he didn't change. Zach Johnson's been using the same Titleist Pro V1X golf ball since it was made available to players about 2 years ago. Being a methodical guy, Zach Johnson knows that by keeping the golf ball the same and having in many cases the same shafts in his new clubs that he had in his old ones, the performance differences he's now seeing are almost completely attributable to the new heads that he's playing with, which helps him and the folks at PXG make subtle modifications and adjustments to them and fit them just the way that he wants, knowing that the variable that really they're changing is the one that's changing the performance. You'd be really smart to do the same thing the next time you're in the market for new golf clubs as well. I'm David Dusek for Golfweek.